So here's a little video I made about my Zenith 750 fairing installation and that whole experience. And so I'll show you the video, and then after the video I'll give you a little bit of flight specifics, characteristics about this plane, and then at the very end, if I knew now what I knew then when I started, would I do it all over again? So check it out. Hey folks, Bert here in Central Alabama. I just put some of the new fairings on my Zenith 750. Thought I would show it to you. Hang on. And I'm gonna give you the one big, huge negative that I've found also. Just my opinion. So I have not flown it yet, but I've got these up here, and I have those up here. These are something that you can probably do depending on the paint and clear coat you do. They're probably something that you can do in an afternoon on a Saturday afternoon. Those, however, are what's called in Alabama a sumbitch. There's a lot of moving parts going on, trying to get it to fit right and everything like that. So anyway, and then of course, back here, these went on, they look very nice. And let's go on the other side. So those do actually, they fit very easy. I had to recess on both of them. About 5 or 6 inches right in here, and about 1/4 of an inch to get that to fit. And come on over here. So got them on there and there, and again, I got these up here. Down on the bottom, I used a little flange, like Kit Planes enthusiast guy and some others I've seen do a little flange here where you glue it on one side, get that to fit. And I may do that. I don't know that I need it right here, but it definitely needed it. Let's see. For example, there's a glued on flange right here inside with a riv nut behind it. And I screw this in to give it, to tighten, fit, and secure. Let's see. I don't know if you can see any of that. So, time to go fly. Okay, so let's talk some just information and assessment stuff. First off, the ABS plastic is extremely impressive. It would take me, a crap ton of time to try to fiberglass these. They're very good quality, and I couldn't, let's see, can I get it in there? Nope. I couldn't do that for the $500 that it was. So the quality is very good. I also like the riv nuts. The riv nut approach is it is the way to go, as opposed to sheet metal screws, which I think people started at the beginning. But I got my riv nut tool from Harbor Freight, and it's just super easy. And the aluminum riv nuts that Zenith sends, it just goes super easy. Okay, next, the amount of time. This was not a weekend thing. Maybe you're a better builder than me. I've built two airplanes a bunch of giant scale RC, and I've restored a bunch of old Volkswagens and such. So I thought it was going to be pretty easy, but it took a lot longer than I thought. The little small ones, those were easy, but the bigger ones, and then the one on the tail, you just had to kind of cut out that one area. Generally speaking, you couldn't do it on a Saturday afternoon. I couldn't. It took me 2 weekends of working just here and there. I was doing other stuff too. But if I had to put hours onto it, maybe 20 hours, and a lot of that was sanding it down, priming it with good primer, painting it, and then clear coating it with legit clear coat. So they fit, and they fit pretty good. There's one that didn't fit. That is the rear strut. Now this is a Zenith 750, not a Super Duty, not a cruiser. Another thing I found was, for some reason, this one you have to like cut a big piece off. I was just wondering if it was for the Super STOL, and there was just not enough, that piece right there. I just had to do a relief hole. And so the quality of parts was good. The riv nut approach was really good. The amount of time, so this is common sense. I know you guys already know this. Before you're even going to undertake this, you're going to go out on a perfectly calm night. You're going to fly in the 4 cardinal directions, and you're going to get your airspeed at a certain RPM. So 5,000 RPMs, I'm going X in 4 cardinal, and then you divide it by 4. That's your airspeed before the fairings. Then you do the same thing after, and then you kind of get a general approach of what you are. The thing that I've got going on is I currently have my airplane set to almost exclusively full climb. Now, those of you with ground adjustable props, you already know this. You can set your prop for speed, like if you're going somewhere, like, you know, next month I'm going to go to Morris at South Mississippi Legacy Aviation, and that's 158 miles, so I'll probably pitch my plane to give me good airspeed. That good airspeed for going somewhere on this warp drive props, I probably go about 93 to 95 miles an hour with it pitched that way at, say, 5,000, 51, 5,200 RPMs. Right now, I've got it set for, you know, full throttle. Under load, under climb is 5,700. So what that means is if I stay full throttle as I pitch over, I'm going to overspeed. Or if I'm going to descend and I have a lot of throttle, I'm going to overspeed. But this gives you max vertical. The reason I've done that is because it's been in the mid 90s down here in Alabama, and I was just like, I needed that extra little. It's amazing how much that extra 400 to 500 RPMs will get you off in 50 yards or less. So right now I got my prop set that way. It'll be interesting to see here in the next little while when I set it, if I'm going to go to Georgia for a fly-in or South Mississippi Legacy. What my airspeed, will I still be 93 to 95, or will it be 97 to 98? The point is, right now with this prop configuration, warp drive, and going in kind of cardinal directions at a set RPM, I got 1, maybe 2 miles an hour. So then you ask yourself, is it worth 1 or 2 miles an hour? 1 or 2 miles an hour for $500 and an extra 20 hours of my time. But here is the big negative. There's one huge negative that I have found, that if I had it to do all over again, I'm not sure. And when you guys are probably already thinking about it. So what's hiding right there? Some important connections to check pre-flight. What about right up there? Important things to check pre-flight, and they're hidden. So, and then I go back in the back. And I have this. That is probably the most important thing to check. Those connections right there. So here's the thing. I can't check those pre-flight now. And what I'm going to have to do, I guess, is about every other flight, you know, put the electric screwdriver on there, pop them down just to check, you know, that kind of stuff. You know, the jury struts, those are important as well. So the big negative that I'm finding that's got me kind of, is important connections are now hidden. So if I had it to do all over again for 1 or 2 miles an hour, yeah, it looks good. It looks clean. It looks slick. But was it worth $500? And now I can't, you know, with ease check my connections. I don't think I would do it over again, because, you know, pre-flighting before is just boom, check. You know, you got the little red dye on your nut. It's like boom, check, 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 check. Very important. Now I will say, I've been flying this. I've got 200 hours. 200 hours, gosh, 800 landings or more. And not once have these ever been loose. And not once have the jury struts ever been loose. But in the back, on the tail, those have been a little loose every so often. But then down here at the bottom, those underneath the big nuts. Now I'm not talking about the ones going into the flange. I'm talking about the other. So those have kind of come loose after, you know, a bunch of, you know, boffin landings and such. Anyway, that's my take. Do what you're going to do. Don't take any advice from me. I'll just say right now, for the amount of time and the amount of money and what I'm getting from it, I'm not quite sure. But it'll be interesting to see if I pitch the prop here soon for go somewhere speed. Maybe I'll pick up more than 93 to 95. Maybe I'll pick up something more. So then it might be worth it. So anyway, my 2 cents. Thanks.